Welcome everybody to another exciting, earth-shattering, mind-blowing episode of HomeKit Insider. As Ned Flanders would say, hey there, hi there, ho 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 there. We have a very exciting episode to get into today. So much stuff. There is all sorts of news for the week to dive into. There are some hands-on that I'm going to be getting to. So if you're watching the video, you'll have some products that you can look at. All sorts of exciting stuff to chat about. So let's go ahead and get into all of this. I was talking to Jennifer Toohey from The Verge this past week, and she says she loves the episodes where I just talk to myself. And there's an 87% chance that she was completely lying to me, but I'm going to take that 13% chance that it was true and roll on with this episode. So getting into it first, now this was actually last week, and I forgot to include in the show notes, so I apologize for that and giving you late news. But I am making up for it with a special discount. So the Aqara M3 hub is finally available. This thing was previewed at CES, has a bunch of cool features, and it's now available to order. So when they originally put out the press release that it was available, they had like a promo going for like 2 days. And unfortunately, there was no time to, even if I had included it in the episode, for you guys to be able to use that promo, because it came out like a Tuesday. It was like a 2-day promo deal. By the following Monday, it was too late. So I actually reached out to Aqara and said, hey, I'm going to cover it in the news. Can you give me a new promo code? And they followed through. So there is a promo code for this thing, but as a refresher about what the Aqara M3 hub is. So this is their latest version of their hub. It is a Matter bridge this time around. Has both Zigbee and Thread support, along with things like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and everything like that. There is a 360-degree IR blaster that also can work in Matter, which is especially cool. So you can bring smart home control to traditionally dumb devices. I definitely have, for me in my house, it's like fans. Fans are the one thing that are controlled like via IR that I don't have, in home, because I have a couple of Dyson ones and everything. Now something like this is able to do that. So that's fantastic. It can work either wired, there's an Ethernet port there, or you can go the Wi-Fi route, which is great. It connects up to 127 devices via Thread or Zigbee. So you can connect a lot of stuff to this hub, which is wonderful to see. It is powered up over USB-C, so just really universal, no proprietary connector, anything like that. Connect a USB-C cable, you're good to go. It does have a loud built-in speaker, which you can use for siren or alarms or alerts, anything like that. Now, if you want to pick this thing up, there is a link in the description. It's just over on Amazon. Priced at $130, $129.99 or something like that, and then we are giving you 20% off, or Aqara is giving you guys 20% off for the launch. So the promo code is USHUBM3A. So it's 20% off for the M3, valid May 20th to the 22nd, applicable to the Amazon store in the US. So those are kind of the, the T and C's that they gave us here. I was just happy they were able to extend that promo for you guys. So if you were planning on picking one up, you missed its launch, you missed that really quick promo they did, here's 20% off to still pick this thing up right now if you're interested. Moving on. In the news, we have an update from Denon. So Denon is breaking ground here. They have actually done a software update to many of their products that enables Siri. You're going to be able to use Apple's Assistant on third-party speakers, which is great to see. Now, there is one other product that does this that has really been the only one to date, and that's the Ecobee Smart Learning Thermostat, or Smart Thermostat. That was the only one that supported Apple's Assistant, and now there's at least some coming into the Denon line. By the way, quick side note, I have gotten several questions on Ecobee. That episode is still coming. We're recording this week, so if you guys want to ask any more Ecobee questions, get them in as quickly as you can, because we're recording this week, in the next couple days. So send those over. Links in show notes, Android Apple Insider or Twitter Andrew_OSU, all the different ways. Anyway, so this is coming to the Denon Home Series models 150, 250, and 350, and it's also coming to the Denon Home Soundbar 550. So a whole range of these. It will disable your Amazon Assistant if you had that previously enabled. And to use this, you must first remove the speaker and then re-add it, because technically these devices already supported AirPlay 2. So you have to remove them from your home as an AirPlay 2 device, which would still show in the Home app, and now re-add them as a AirPlay 2 device as well as a Apple Assistant smart speaker. Now the asterisk that goes alongside this is you can't just have this on its own. You do still need a HomePod. Basically, the HomePod is doing all of the processing, and then this is like kind of the front end. So you're going to invoke Apple's Assistant. It will listen to you on those microphones, send those requests over to your HomePod. It'll do all the calculations, then send it back to the speaker, and then send that answer back to you. It does work very well, and I use my Ecobee thermostat for this frequently, and I'm very excited to see another device bring this out. I know Wes and I had surmised, like, even a little bit ago, would Apple bring something like this to like the new Beats pill, which was seen yet again in a Kim Kardashian photo? I don't know, but I am excited that it's coming to more third-party speakers other than just Ecobee. So another new product that is launched, we have the new Mophie Qi2 battery pack. They've been like rolling out in waves from Zagg/Mophie, like one after the other, and they were never like all at the same time other than when they were announced. So this is coming out. But one important distinction that I had, and I was very curious about this, what's the charging speed? As I'm sure many of you know because you've heard me chat about it, Qi2 can go up to 15 watts. But just because it can doesn't mean it always will. For example, the Belkin battery pack, it'll do 15 when you have it plugged into power. But if you disconnect the power as in just a battery pack that you're toting around, it'll only do 7.5 watts of power. That's a drastic change. Half the speed when it's wireless. So I wanted to confirm here with Mophie on theirs, and they tell me it is in fact 15. It is a full 15 watts of power, Qi2, when you're wireless. So I'm very excited about that. Like, to me, that is a great thing to see. So if you guys are interested, they also, by the way, have a stand built into this. It's one of the nicest ones that I've seen. Frankly, in terms of these Qi2 battery packs, I like it a lot. I did see it at CES. And it's so nice because instead of having a little kickstand that pops out of the middle, it is the entire back panel, which not only makes it look more seamless because when you have it on, it just looks like a single piece, and then that whole back slides open, and it's very lovely. I like it a lot. I was traveling a little bit recently, and I was using this, which I'm still a huge fan of. For anyone watching the video, I'm holding a battery pack. This is the Alogic Matrix charging system, but this is actual Apple MagSafe. Fully Apple MagSafe certified right there. I like this a lot, and I like how fast it is, but I do miss the kickstand. I was traveling, and I wanted a kickstand to be able to watch stuff on my phone. It kind of kills me that this doesn't have one built in. So I really think that is a game-changing thing. If you're going to get a battery pack, I would really recommend getting one with that kickstand. It's just a really nice to have feature, and I like that they have it on the, I think it's called the Snap Plus Powerstation Mini with stand. So works with Qi2 and MagSafe stuff. As far as capacity goes, they say 5,000 milliamp hours, pretty standard, and USB-C port that you can use to go in or out. So that is the new one of those that's available, linked up, show notes. Next piece of news, Tado. They're usually more relevant over in Europe, so we've talked about them a few times because they're still coming on the news, even if they're not really something that I get to use here stateside. But they have a new range coming out, so it's called the Tado X range. And what makes it unique is they are really embracing Matter here. So this will support Matter over Thread on this entire new range of products. The little bit of a rub here is that it means it's not going to be coming to existing products. So the existing products that are on the market will still continue to receive software updates, and much of it works with HomeKit, but they're not going to get Matter support. So if you are specifically looking for Matter, maybe check this out. So I believe it's going to be launching through most Central European countries, and then the UK will be coming after that. So all over in Europe, but Matter over Thread to do X-Range coming soon. Now, this is a little bit interesting. I saw this over on The Verge, because I read The Verge, despite the redesign that I still hate. But there's a new heat pump that's coming out. And if you're not familiar with heat pumps, they're beginning to be the new big thing. They're supposed to be a lot more efficient than traditional AC units, and they've been on the rise here in the States, and they've been on the rise elsewhere for a while. So this one here is founded by 3 former Googlers, and it is a new home climate control system, ductless HVAC system that uses heat pump powered mini units to heat and cool your home. A couple things that are nice about this. One, it looks pretty decent. I'm not saying it's going to be like completely attractive because it's still these vents on your wall, but like they do look better than your traditional heat pumps that I've seen. The one outside, it reminds me of like a Marshall amp, kind of like it's pretty big and bulky, but it actually looks a little bit more upscale than your traditional ones. So it is what it is. They have a little dial that you can use to control these. It looks like a Nest thermostat, but it seems like a very nice system. These say that they have Matter tech built in, like they have the stuff for Matter as well as Thread, but this is not being enabled by default. Same thing goes to like Amazon, HomeKit, all of those. They're kind of sticking with their own stuff first and then looking at adding whatever there's demand for. So I imagine we will probably see Matter enabled here, but I just thought this was really neat. I've heard a lot more recently about heat pumps, and this is like a decent looking one that has some really cool tech. So I'm interested to see if they do add Matter to this, just kind of putting it into your guys' minds. You don't have to pick this up by any means, but if you're like in the market and you're kind of thinking about it, and you want to give this some consideration, it wouldn't be a bad idea by any means. Okay, what else do we have in the news this week? We have, this is not particularly news necessarily, but I wanted to talk about it. I just saw this, and I'm pulling up the actual name of it from a screenshot that I took, because I'd never seen this before, and I don't know if anyone else has, maybe because this isn't brand new, but it's called Oto. And Oto? I don't know, it's OTO is how it's spelled. But this is a sprinkler system, a watering system that you just connect directly to your hose and you leave it where it is. And then it shoots water, squirt gun style, like across your lawn or your gardens. Does that sound cool? I mean, I saw a video of it and it looked really cool. And what's really neat is you can dial in the space of where something is. So you can like precision water. So instead, like you could use it for your lawn, great, or you could use it for like garden beds, and you can specifically say, hey, this is where my garden bed is, hit it. And you can just arc water, shoot it 30 feet away to precision water your garden beds. This is so cool to me. Now, it doesn't have, HomeKit or anything built in, but this is so cool that this might have to jump up on my list. Like, I love the idea of this, and I kind of would rather use this than even my, like, water system that I've set up now. It just seems so seamless and easy, and if it works this well, I'm sold. So, I don't know if anyone else has heard these before, but I know they've come out, like, 2 or 3 years ago, and I might have to try it. So, they also, to make this even cooler, they have internals that you can swap out that do different things. So you can buy one that does that cleans up pet spots. So if you have a lot of dogs like me, you could have a solution that will get rid of smells. So there's the odor eliminator. It'll use enzymes, powerful enzymatic urine odor eliminator for turf, grass, patios, and more. It eliminates tough odors, prevents pee spots. Works on turf grass patios, biodegradable, safe around people and pets. Super cool. There's also one that Stop the Bite. This literally repels ticks and mosquitoes. So 100% mosquito kill rate in 4 hours. Kills and repels pests for all season long. Safe, natural, lemongrass formula. Subscription options, blah, blah, blah. So that is an option. Or you can go with the fertilizer option. So perfect balanced diet for lush green plants, growth, healthy soil. Keeps your lawn and plants looking healthy from the inside out. Packed with beneficial microbes to boost nutrient uptake, people, pets, planet friendly with no harsh chemicals. I would pick up that one and use that for like my gardens. Like, this sounds so cool. You can just put it into the water that you're watering your lawn with. So I don't know, maybe I'm crazy here. They're not cheap by any means, so I'm gonna have to definitely think about this. They're $400, so definitely not cheap. I mean, you're looking at Eve Aqua, like I think less than 100. So, you know, definitely difference there, but it seems really fun. So I might have to pick this up. I'll blame it on all of you that I had to try it because I had to tell you guys how well it did or didn't work. So if Faith asks, it was you guys who made me do it. Okay, before we get into the hands-on, I've got a couple of them for you. Before we get into that, let's thank our sponsor for the episode. You know him. You love him. It is Shopify. So Shopify, as always, they are the premier platform for building your website to sell your goods, no matter what stage you're in and no matter what it is that you are selling. If you are selling subscriptions, you are selling physical goods, you are selling digital goods, you can do all of that with Shopify. It is so easy to get up and running, whether you are a small shop, whether you're a huge company. It scales just beautifully across the sizes of your consumers, and as well as your dev team that actually has to put this whole thing together. It's just so easy to do. Plus, there's all these other benefits to it, like the shopping or the checkout flow is wonderful. It's so easy to do. It's also recognizable, which makes your website feel more trustworthy. If you're buying from a website and it's like you just kind of, implemented the HTML yourself or something, it can feel a little shady. This just feels secure because you recognize it, so you know immediately that it's a secure, safe checkout. There's also these benefits like Shop Pay that automatically text you a code and log in, make it super simple to pay that way. Or you can use things like Apple Pay or Google Pay and just do it that way. Your storage credit cards, boom. It's such an effortless flow to that checkout. And Shopify has the Shop app. So once you complete your purchase, it'll just kick that purchase over to the Shop app, and you can track everything from the moment you place the order to the moment being filled to it shipped to your door. You can then leave reviews for those products. The app also is able to use AI and stuff to give you suggestions on other cool things to buy. So there's all these benefits from both the shop side as well as the consumer side of all of this. So let's hit a few of these bullet points that they love to be able to tout. So you can sell more with less effort thanks to the Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Shopify also helps turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. Love all these things. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklyn, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Some of my favorites use them, like Allbirds, absolutely, Nomad, Moment. All these companies are using Shopify. It's wonderful. It just makes me happy when I check out through a website that's using Shopify. Here's what you guys can do. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/HomeKit, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/HomeKit now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/HomeKit. Cue cha-ching noise right there. So the first hands-on that we're getting into today, the Apple Pencil Pro. There are some good things and there are some bad things that I want to talk about. This just launched last week. I've been playing around with it for quite a while now. I am very excited to play around with the Apple Pencil Pro, and there's a lot that I love about it. I really like the Apple Pencil Pro. This is by far the best Apple Pencil that they have put out, and the squeeze gesture is insane. It feels so fluid and natural. You just squeeze it, pull up a palette or whatever it is you want it to do, choose your tool, keep going along. It's beautiful. They also have all these little touches that the internet's been geeking out on, which is things like the shadows. If you haven't seen these, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Apple made it possible, like, to create a faux on-screen shadow that mimics the tool that you're using. The obvious ones I demo this with is the fountain pen, because it has like a hole going through it in this really unique shape, but it shows a fountain pen shadow when you choose it. Not only that, but because the Apple Pencil Pro has that barrel roll feature, as you twist it, this shadow also rotates. It's a ridiculously cool touch that was 100% unnecessary. It was a fake shadow. All of that's to say, the squeeze gesture. This is the good thing that I have learned, which is you can program that squeeze gesture to do anything. You can do it, you can squeeze to move between like your tool and the eraser, or your current tool and the last tool, just like swap back and forth. There's a few different options by going into like settings, Apple Pencil, but my favorite is you can tie it to a shortcut. So you can just squeeze your Apple Pencil and run a shortcut. You can start a timer, you can control your lights, you could control a scene, whatever it is you want to do with shortcuts, you can do just by squeezing your Apple Pencil. I think that's amazing. I'm very excited for the possibilities here. The only downside is the fact that I like the palette tray so much that I hate to give it up to run a shortcut. So we'll have to see, but it just feels so nice. I really like it. The downside with Apple Pencil Pro, I was bummed by this. Find My support is quite lackluster. It is minimal at best, frankly. It is very small in terms of what you can do. You can basically see where it is, but nothing more. There's obviously no speaker on Apple Pencil Pro, and you don't even get, you basically just get like a general range. I can pull it up, I can use my iPad. Oh, it's 20 feet away, move closer, 10 feet, 5 feet away. It's near. So it could tell me like it's on my desk, but nothing further than that. Like I can't get right up to it. There's no precision finding, those types of things. There's also, more importantly, no left behind alerts or lost mode, anything like that. So you can't leave this at a coffee shop and then get an alert that you left it there. I think that is 100% needed, and I would love if those like notifications even came up like on your iPhone. Like it would just make sense to me. I really think that should be a thing. Like if I took this, my iPad, my iPhone, sit at Starbucks, work for a bit, leave, and this was sitting on the table, I should be able to see an alert on my iPhone or my Apple Watch saying, hey, you just left it at your Apple Pencil Pro. Go get it, you schmuck, and it would make sense. So I don't know why they didn't put more here. All it is, like when you see it in there, you can see its location, which you can't see like when it's connected, because it's connected. But as soon as you take it off, it'll be just like find. Tap find, turn your iPad portrait mode, track it down. That's it. So little disappointing in that aspect with the Apple Pencil Pro. What do you guys think? Do you think Apple should have done a little bit more there? I don't know. I'm assuming you guys are probably in the same boat as me. I think they should. Last hands on the episode. Oh, real quick. Tangent. So we talked about Find My there. There's a new rumor comes out that Apple says, or that says there's going to be a new AirTag in 2025. Super minor here, but it's true. These have been rumored for a while. And I think this is weird. Not weird. But like an AirTag is such a product you keep around. You just keep swapping the batteries on it. Like it's got a replaceable battery on there, so like they should theoretically never die. I've got a lot of them, and I can't add that many more to the Home app. And now Apple is, or not Home app, but Find My app. Now Apple is supposedly coming out with a new one in 2025 next year. So do I have to upgrade my AirTags? And what are they going to upgrade them to do? I mean, maybe a different design, maybe louder, better sounding speaker. I don't know. But it sounds like coming out in 2025. So forgot to mention that in the rest of the news. Getting back to it, final hands-on for the episode is this guy right here. If you're watching on video, you can see it, but it is the Pitaka MagEZ car mount Pro 2 Qi2 Standard Edition. And I say Standard Edition because there's also, I believe, a Tesla specific version. So this is a standard version for anyone who doesn't own a Tesla. But MagEZ Car Mount Pro 2 Qi2 version, Standard Edition. Lots of names in there, but some cool stuff to talk about. So this is based off of the MagEZ Car Mount Pro 2. There is a non-Qi2 version, so don't buy the wrong one. The other version will give 15 watts of power to Android devices and 7.5 watts of power to iPhone. Then they've taken that version, modified it, adding the Qi2 tech, and now here we are, good to go. Both versions of the MagEZ Car Mount Pro 2 do have fanless designs. They claim that they're able to keep things cool enough that they don't require the active cooling. Others, like, I don't know if ESR built it into their Qi2 one or not, but others have built-in fans to help keep that down. I have not tested this enough yet. We're just getting in summer and this just arrived like a day ago, so I have not really tested this to know for sure, but I'm interested in that part because usually things can get really hot in the car, and I would worry that not having a fan could cause us to overheat in summer months. You got sun beating down on it, you're navigating, you're running wireless CarPlay. This thing's going to get hot when you're trying to charge at 15 watts of power at the same time. At a minimum, it's going to slow down your charging speed. So I'm very curious of why they say, don't worry, you don't need to have a fan to optimize this thing's performance. So I'll do my best to test that for you guys. As far as the design goes, they've got like this carbon fiber or aramid fiber looking material on the front plate. For what it's worth, it feels cold. Like if I feel the front of this, it is noticeably colder than the rest of this plastic and chrome. The actual aramid fiber part feels cool to the touch. So whatever they've done here, I mean, it does seem to be cooler. So I don't know if they have like metal back there that's acting as a heat sink, but it is pulling out some heat. It feels cold to the touch, this front plate. Then you just got this like black chromed out material going to a ball socket on the back. There's a Tesla version that'll work on the Tesla events. This is their standard one. You can hear how it works if you're listening to the audio, but it spins out, little prongs extend, and then you go the other way to tighten everything up. So really easy to use. Basically, these go behind the blades of your vents and hooks them from behind, and then you tighten it up and it squeezes. So it's holding that blade from the front and from the back and pushing against the rest of the front surface to give like a very secure hold. They say it has very strong magnets inside so that your phone should not go anywhere. Putting my phone on it, yes, it definitely feels like a secure hold. Like it really does seem secure. Like I do have a case on here, but like this doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. Oh, I thought it was falling for a second. It was just the ball socket rotating because it's a little bit hard to do. But yeah, like this is trying not to like throw my phone, but trying to test at the same time. This isn't going anywhere. It really does seem like a very secure hold on the magnets. Aside from these vent mounts, they did send me over a standard ball socket one, so you can put one of these on like your dash or your windshield and mount it this way too. So you've got options to hold this thing. What makes this extra unique though? On the front of this, there's a little switch. I'm showing on the video. There's a little switch right at the bottom, and it's like white, but you move it to one side and it's blue, you move it to the other side and it's red. Now, in my mind at first, it was some sort of fan cooling control. Like you put it into whatever mode that this is supposed to be on. Like, is it hot? Put it on the red one. Is the weather cool? You put it on the cool one. And the middle one just means off and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't mean any of that. That is all very wrong. It's actually NFC. You can use this to run any automations you like when you get in the car. Brilliant. So the switch allows you to move between 3 different NFC tags. So one to the left, one in the center, and one on the right. So theoretically, your white one could mean pull up a certain navigation. So for example, like that could just mean it takes me home. So I hop in the car, tap my phone on there and then put it in the charger, and it instantly starts a route home, sends my wife a text saying I'm on my way, and shares with her my ETA. Would be cool. The red one, maybe that could be your audio. So maybe every time you get in the car, you spin up Audible or you go into Apple Music and you play a certain playlist. It could do that. You just tap it and it runs that automation for you. And your third one, pick something else. Whatever you want it to be, another automation you can run. So you can run 3 different shortcut automations via NFC with this. Very unique. I have never seen that built into a car charger before, and I think it's brilliant. This is just super cool. There's so many things. I want to hear your ideas though. Like I have a couple ideas on what I want to use this for. Send yours in. Do you have any automations you run in the car? Because we've talked about putting NFC tags in the car. This is even better. You're not sticking a tag anywhere. You got 3 built into your car charger that's giving you 15 watts of MagSafe charging and apparently some sort of special cooling magic. I don't know, but I'm excited about it. Let me know what you guys think about this. This is around $50, a couple of bucks more than that, I think. It's a little bit on sale for whatever reason right now. The link is in the show notes if you want to pick one up. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts on some automations to run in the car. Send them over to me, and I'll try some out when I do the full review of this thing up on Apple Insider. So that's it. That is the episode for the week. I got you guys 30 minutes there. Thank you again to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. Stay tuned for the upcoming one with Ecobee. We're going to be answering some of your guys' questions, digging into Matter, HomeKit, all sorts of fun stuff. It'll be a great episode, so be sure to tune in for that one. Do all the things that you guys do, so go ahead and give us a 5, 10, 100-star rating on your podcast player of choice. Watch the video version at youtube.com/HomeKit Insider. You can reach me at Andrew@AppleInsider.com, on Twitter at Andrew_OSU, or you can throw up any questions in the comments over on YouTube, and I'll see those as well. Otherwise, stay tuned. We'll catch you guys in the next episode.